Far away in a forest, there lived a very foolish and lazy king. Hardly anyone in the world knew where his kingdom was located. He spent the entire day lying on his throne, while his servants fanned him with fans made of peacock feathers. One day, he decided that he should get married as well. He sent his ministers and advisors to every corner of the world. His ministers and advisors were just as intelligent as he was. He instructed them to find a wife who could walk on there and also fly in the air, who looked like a human, but was not actually human, and who had 4 arms and 4 legs. The poor ministers and advisors wandered all over the world in great confusion. Along the way, they met a very wise old man and told him about their problem. Laughing, he said, "This is very easy. Catch a female monkey from here and take it to your king." The ministers and advisors followed his advice and did exactly that. When the king saw the female monkey, he became angry and said, "Are you mad? This is a monkey." The ministers replied, "Long live the king. This is the only creature that fulfills all the conditions your majesty described. It is the only living being in the world that resembles humans, but is not human. It can travel from one tree to another through the air, and can also walk easily on the ground. It uses its legs like arms and its arms like legs. Therefore, it has 4 legs as well as 4 arms." Indeed, only a female monkey matched all the king's conditions. The king was left speechless and stared at them foolishly. Of course, he could never marry the monkey, so he remained unmarried for the rest of his life. However, people never forgot the monkey, and in the king's absence, they would call him the monkey's husband. Although the king remained silent after that, deep inside he began to feel humiliated. The people in the royal court never said anything in front of him, but as soon as he left, they would quietly laugh among themselves. As time passed, the female monkey began living in the palace garden. The surprising thing was that she was not like ordinary animals. She carefully observed the surroundings of the palace, understood people's actions, and often sat silently in the trees watching everything. One day, a severe drought struck the kingdom. The fields dried up, the river water decreased, and people began to suffer from hunger. The king, as always, continued resting on his throne. He made no decisions and showed no concern for his people. The ministers and advisors were also worried because they had no wise solution. Then an old farmer suggested that there was an ancient spring hidden deep inside the forest, and if its path could be cleared, water might once again flow into the kingdom. However, the path was covered with dense trees and dangerous bushes. No one had the courage to go there. Meanwhile, the female monkey suddenly ran out of the palace toward the forest. The people followed her in surprise. Jumping from tree to tree, she reached the old spring. She made loud noises and drew everyone's attention toward a blocked passage. The people began digging there. After a short while, the waterway opened, and cool water started flowing back toward the kingdom. The fields turned green again, and the people finally found relief. Now the people of the kingdom began to see the monkey as a symbol of good fortune. They said that the very monkey whom the king had mocked had become the one who saved the kingdom. For the first time, the king realized that wisdom does not come from appearance or high status alone. He tried to give up his laziness, but people still remembered him as the monkey's husband, because the story of his strange conditions and foolishness had become famous.